All right, greetings, dear Taurus. This one's for you. That's you guys over here. This is Terra Lumination. This is kind of a quirky, unique playlist that we're doing. I'm doing it because Terra Lumination feels that March 2019 is a very significant month for the whole year. I see it as a gateway, okay? Like an adventure gateway. And that's why I'm calling this playlist Through the Gateway, What Now? And we're going to be focusing primarily on the Uranus and Taurus ingress at the same time as the Pisces new moon. So I'm just going to show you a quick reference to here. We're not going to linger on this, okay? There's the Pisces new moon over here in your 11th house. New starts and new beginnings for you regarding your place in humanity, the community, your senses of relationships and rewards in your life from all the work you've done in your life already, creativity, past lives as well, where you're starting to see the rewards and benefits coming to you in such a way that it's not just good for you, but it's good for humanity. And at the same time, how your very sense of identity, of self, is going to be undergoing radical shifts and changes in spontaneous, random episodes starting now as you head through the gateway, okay? March 6th was the gateway, but this little tiny video here, I feel it has large ramifications way above and beyond just the next week or so. I think this is highly significant, this whole thing here. So let's allow for that. I'm not going to linger on here. We're going to go straight to the reading. I want to make the most of this. By the way, can you tell, we're going to use two decks here for you. You'll see in a while. Can you see where we are? Taurus. Taurus, you are the sign of the land, nature, the world, stuff, things, the ocean, the trees, the water, the lakes, the clouds, farming, the plant, everything that has physical substance, okay? So I'm not going to tell you what this is, but I'm hoping you can see it. It's at a very strange angle compared with like global maps and stuff. But if you switch everything this way, it might make sense to you. Terra Lumination is right here, okay? Right here, right now. And Los Angeles is way, way, way over there, okay? Anyway, you'll see how this unfolds. Taurus, you know the routine. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising, especially if each one is different, and then squish everything into become your own personal private reading. Okay. If that's not enough, you know where to come. You just go to terralumination.com and you figure it out from there. Okay. There's also a bunch of links below. You know the routine. You've done YouTube before. Okay. Thank you, Taurus, for being here. Thank you for all the likes and the subscribes. Membership is probably the most satisfying, long-term, rewarding, fulfilling way that you can say thank you for doing what we do here at Terra Lumination. There's no through the gateway, what now? Before we do this, let me get back to the little analogy or the metaphor that we've been using with all the other reports. Please, Taurus, imagine you won a prize, and the prize was a cruise with a bunch of other Terra Lumination viewers, members, subscribers, to go on a cruise to somewhere you've never been before. And then Terra Lumination comes up and says, okay, everybody, we just landed, and we're going to go off into this new place where we've never been before. And here is your brochure. You're going to go into this place. And you know what happens on these cruise ships. You kind of go into like the local museum, the museum of wine, the museum of art, the museum of local architecture, the museum of local history, whatever it might be, gold mining, grapes, space travel, whatever it is. And you go through the gateway and you've never been here before, you've never done it before, and the gateway opens and you kind of go, whoa, what the bleep? And that's it. Okay? That's it. That's what we're talking about here. These two energies combined add up to a gateway. So gateways can be kind of disorienting. You know what it's like when you remember, can you imagine when you were a kid or something on some school project or whatever, school outing, and you get taken to the local slaughterhouse or the local orchestra or the local car factory or the local, I don't know, it could be anything, just to give you a flavor, and then you get exposed to something that you've never been exposed to before. So that's what we're going to do here. Let me set these aside. We'll use these later. So I'm going to watch this like it's a little tiny movie. I hope you understand that this reading has ramifications above and beyond just the next few days. I see this as highly significant, as like a trigger moment, like that very first impression when you walk through the gates of a new experience. Okay, that's the only way I can figure out how to do it, is use the cruise ship analogy, where you're landing at the next port and you go to the next tourist trap, the next tourist thing where you have to walk through the gates, and they give you a brochure and they smile at it and say, hello, please enjoy our exhibition. So that's all I'm asking you to do here. Okay, Taurus, is just keep an extremely open mind, because you're going to have to. You're going to have to. With Uranus and Taurus. Sorry. You're going to have to be very flexible, which is probably the last thing that Taurus wants to do. You know, Taurus does not like instability. Taurus wants stability, safety, security, substance, abundance, and that's it. Anything that disturbs that, no, Taurus doesn't like it, doesn't want it. No, 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 not allowed. However, it's inevitable. Uranus just moved into Taurus, so it's inevitable that there's going to be radical, spontaneous disruptions, awakenings, and it's all for your benefit. Believe it or not, it's still there for your benefit. Cards are well shuffled in advance. Go to the last second so that you're a witness, okay? No jumpers. Whoa, that was very, very, very slippery. Give me a second here. I need to recenter myself as your reader. Going to the last second. There's a reason why we shuffle the cards the way we do here at Tarot Lumination. All right, there we go. We're good now. Let's cut it up nice and even. Bless the deck. Bless every single card. This deck has done thousands of readings and it's still going strong. All right, here we go. Here's the situation. Here's the challenge. And here's how we're going to handle it in the context of the storyline that I described to you earlier about the cruise ship and going into, you know, the new exhibition in front of you. What's the weather like? The Fool. Oh my gosh. Well, I think this relates very, very directly to the 0 degree points and the 1 degree points that is happening as Uranus has just moved into Taurus. This is literally the gateway entering into a whole new world for you, Taurus. Uncharted territory, the unknown. And of course, it's amazing and it's magical and it's beautiful. It's also very scary because you've never been here before unless you're over 84 years old. If you're 84 years old and older, or up to 84, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, up to 92, then you might be getting your Uranus return. But for most of us, you've never been here before, okay? If you're in your teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, you've never been here before. I guarantee it. Oh my God. This is the perfect card. So please be prepared, Taurus, for anything and everything. Allow for new vistas, new horizons, new experiences, new senses of yourself. I feel it especially as reflected back to you from a significant other or significant others, because sometimes there are certain types of evolution that can only happen in the context of the reflection that you get from the world around you. Then that includes other people. So we have to allow for that. It's inevitable that you are going to change radically over the next 7 years, and it starts right now, okay? Wow. Okay, so here's the situation right now. You already get it. You've already been smelling it, sensing it, tasting it, feeling it with your physical body, Taurus. You're very, very physical. You are the sign of like the senses. And my feeling is with the Three of Wands here, you're already starting to see the very, very first signs and glimpses of this new identity that is just beginning to unfold in front of you. And there's a part of you which is like, I knew it. I knew it. I effing knew it. I could tell. I knew this long ago, and it's only now that I'm just starting to get a glimpse and a real understanding. I'm starting to see the very, very first signs of this thing happening that I knew was inevitable for me. And there's no going back. I understand that now. And so I might as well just prepare myself for whatever lies ahead, even though I don't know what it is. I am getting what I deserve, and all the good stuff that I deserve, I am getting. I am going to get it. It's going to come to me because I have planted seeds already. I've already set this journey in motion in this lifetime and in previous lifetimes, and it is now coming to me. Here, what's the challenge with this? This is highly disruptive, okay? This energy here is new beginnings, and it's highly disruptive. Taurus does not like disruption. Taurus likes stability, status quo, tangible, solid, real evidence of a physical life that works. And this kind of blows everything up. So what's the challenge? Okay, it's very, very simple. It's the stress of what's happening. What can happen, my feeling is every step that you inevitably take, that you're going to have to take as the planets impel you. They're not compelling you. No one's forcing you, but they are impelling you to evolve, grow, adapt, and blossom, or else you wither. So you have no choice. You have to evolve, grow, adapt, and blossom. And sadly, that means almost everything that you can imagine that scares you is going to come to the surface that would be a significator of the things that scare you and that would stop you from evolving. In other words, it could be this person, this thought, this concept, this idea, this experience, this conditioning from childhood, this expectation from loved ones, friends, family, these things that I learned at school, everything that I expected and placed upon myself into life up to this moment. All of those stressors, all of those things are going to come to the surface now and for years to come. And you're going to have to deal with it. And that's a problem because, you know, nobody wants to be stressed. Nobody wants to be swimming in hyper stress, hyper vigilance, hyper anxiety all the time. And that's a challenge. So how do you deal with that? Because the disruption that comes to Taurus because of Uranus moving into Taurus, okay, I'll just show you. For the next 7 years, you see this little blob here? This is a Tarot Lumination Astrodoodle, but you have to understand this is very significant. This is the very, very beginning of a 7-year journey, and it's marked by the Pisces new moon. So this is highly significant of the expanse of the new life that's unfolding in front of you. So if you are literally quaking in your shoes, shuddering in fear and anxiety about what's going to happen, that would be perfectly normal. That would be expected. In fact, if you weren't freaking out, if you weren't stressed out about where things are going and where they are heading, I would say that you are uh, I don't want to use a rude word. You are unaware. Okay, let's just keep it simple. You are unaware. But sadly, if you are at Terra Lumination, well, like it or not, you are aware to some extent, or perhaps to a very high extent, and then you're looking for, reasons and impressions and feedback about how to go to the next level. Because when you're at these frequencies, sometimes it's very, very hard to evolve, grow, and adapt without feedback and significant, let's say, support from someone like Terra Illumination, or a significant loved one, or like a little mate, or your companion, your travel companion, your life companion, who absolutely loves you unconditionally and only wants the best for you. Okay? No matter how scary, they are there with you, no matter what. So how are we going to deal with this ongoing, lingering anxiety? Okay, we do it in a team effort. In other words, to me, it's very much about turning and living the whole thing as a project, knowing that there's no turning back. It's inevitable that you're going to have to go on this journey. There's no going back, and you're constantly going to be facing the unknown, constantly facing situations, people, environments, situations, locations, experiences that you've never known before. And it's almost impossible to imagine how you can do this on your own. So what I'm suggesting here with the Three of Pentacles, get real, get very, very close to someone or anyone who you feel that you can trust. Share your experiences in such a way that they are there for you on your journey. They understand that you are a work in progress, and they understand that you know that they are a work in progress too, and that you can't evolve, grow, and adapt and blossom without them. And in turn, they can't grow, adapt, blossom, and evolve without you. It's a team effort. My feeling is that you can both help each other, you and your world, your people around you. It's not just a single individual. It's your loved ones, your people, the people who are already there for you, the people who already love you, and they just want you to be you. They want you to be loving and be loved, to be happy, and they don't know the outcome no more than you know the outcome. All they know is that they don't want you to live in misery, pain, and stress and anxiety. They want to help you to evolve and grow. And in so doing, they know that they're going to evolve and grow simultaneously. So it's mutual support, okay? In other words, you can help them enact their own evolution, destiny, and their opportunity to blossom, just as they can help you. Sometimes you are the craftsman and the artisan, and they are the architects. Sometimes you are the architect, and they are the craftsmen and the executors of what has to be done. And it's interchangeable. I see a mutual support here, mutual support, and you deserve all of this. You're getting what you deserve, and no matter how scary it is, you've got practical evidence. There are people, or there is at least one significant other who is absolutely there for you and wants you to blossom and grow, evolve, and adapt, okay? So you don't have to be scared all the time. All right, let's have a look. In order to do this, in order to enjoy the experience of going through the gateway and the experience of what now, if it's so extreme where you might think like, I don't want to do this, I'm just going to go straight back to the cruise ship. Thank you very much. You can all have a blast. I'm just going to go hide in my cabin, or I might go play on the pool deck, or I might go to the karaoke room, or I might go to the diner and get my free lunch. No, 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 Taurus. You are on the magical mystery tour with the rest of us. We're not going to let you devolve. We're not going to let you wither. We're not going to let you cop out, as they say. So we're going to pull this surrender card here. The power of surrender. Of course, as I told you in the other reports, surrender goes totally contradictory to the ego. The ego wants to win, prevail, be happy, have everything they want now. Anything less than that is a problem that needs to be solved, and the ego tries to solve that using the brain. But we're trying to include the heart here. So, this is the power of surrender. Let me pull the card first, and then we'll get into the storyline. And I hope this will help you. Cards were already well shuffled. I'm just going to the very last second so that you're a witness. Okay? So that's good. I love these cards. There's no book or anything that goes with it, so it's really cool. That's what's so cool about this deck. So this is your card. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Oh, awesome. I can't think of a better card for you, Taurus, because your body is so much a part. I mean, obviously our bodies are important to all of us, but I'm talking about the sensory part of your body, your hearing, your sight, sense of smell, sense of touch, the sense of feeling, the sense of nature, and how that is so important to you in the physical body in your life. And all of this is going to change. So my feeling, before I've even read this, my feeling is that your body, your physical body, is going to be giving you the clues moment by moment about the right steps to take in the right direction in order for you to evolve, grow, and adapt, in order for you to blossom. The physical body. What is your body telling you? Like, if you're scared of being with this place, this person, this situation, listen to the bodily senses. If you feel good about this person, this place, this situation, this activity, follow that. Trust your deepest, deepest, deepest gut intuition. Okay, let me just read this now. Listen. Okay, I just basically said the whole thing. I'll show you the picture. I'll just linger there. You can see, surrender to the wisdom of your body. It's very relevant for this reading. Dear Taurus, listen to your body's messages about a person or a situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. This is an incredibly important message, okay, Taurus? Very, very powerful, important message. It has a very long-term ramification, okay? I can't really add to this, so I'm just going to leave it. It's up to you to digest this now. Please watch for your sun, moon, and rising. I hope you get something out of this. Thank you, Taurus. Please become a member. That's the best way you can say thank you, okay? All the best. I know you can handle it, okay? Bye-bye, Taurus. Bye-bye.